Hi traders, Nathan Bray here from ACY Securities. Well, breaking news, we have the CPI and inflation data, also the RPI, just coming out from the UK. Now, they have been raising rates to fight inflation. Has it worked? Well, of course it hasn't. All right, we've got inflation now up around 10.1%. So what does that trigger? Also on the consumption side, the RPI side is also up. All levels of inflation that have just been launched are still positive despite the rapid rate rises going on, and that's in the UK. Are we going to see a similar story in the European region as well? Well, that is yet to be seen. But right now, inflation is alive, and therefore one would be crazy to consider they're going to start to reduce their interest rates. Now, that being said, we are getting an initial spike up right now on the pound against the US dollar. So I'm keeping in mind these major resistance levels from a technical point of view. So I'm looking to see if 124.45 can hold, or a more monthly long-term level around this 125, as been mentioned by our own senior market strategist, Duncan Cooper, in his reports of late. So these are the levels that I really want to get an idea of whether they're going to be held, and could they provide some shorting opportunities. Or if we take a step back now and look at the bigger picture, let's go and have a look at this US dollar index. So over the last few months, especially over the last few weeks, I've been looking at a major support level in a weakening US dollar. So that's around this 100.80 up to about 101.20. That's the major level of support that I've been seeing respected by the market and by price action at this point. So even though people might believe that we've got some US dollar weakness, it's struggling to get below that 100.80, and that will be the level. Even though you might want to be short for numerous fundamental reasons or technical daily reasons, that to me is still the level. I don't want to be selling into a massive wall. So at this point, it still holds. If we get a break below there, fine. We could look at these daily trends, both on the pound and both on the euro against the US dollar. But at this point, that's where the game's at, folks. And as I mentioned over the last week, we are seeing prices stuck, especially, say, against the US dollar in a bit of a range. We're very much range bound. So if you're using strategies to trade both top and bottom in line with that range, for me, that is still in place. Because let's face it, if they've got to keep raising rates and they're not doing a good job fighting inflation in the UK, which we've just learnt, then a similar scenario could be happening in Europe. A similar scenario is definitely happening here in Australia and New Zealand, and we certainly could see this continue to see rates being risen in the US. That's all from me, folks. Good luck with your trading.